Hey y'all, we're back with another deep dive, another video essay. We're not doing it on the K-pop group this time. I actually wanted to discuss a producer that's pretty well admired within the K-pop space. If you are familiar with SM groups, you may have heard of him, especially with some of the more recent B-sides in the K-pop sphere. And the producer that I'm talking about is the one, the only DEMJOINTZ. Woo! Yes! So his works are pretty popular right now within the K-pop sphere, not only with title tracks, but with B-sides. He does a lot of B-sides. But this is also not the only genre that he produces in. So he actually got his start in Western music. And I wanted to do just a mini little deep dive to discuss like the history of DEMJOINTZ, how he came up as a producer, and how he ended up creating some of my favorite K-pop songs. So we're gonna talk about the history, we're gonna talk about his start in K-pop, and then some of my favorite songs on his roster. So let's get started. All right, so the history. DEMJOINTZ, also known as Dwayne Abernathy Jr., was born in Compton, California. He started producing professionally in 2015, so mid-2010s is when he started like getting his foot in the door. He was recruited for Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment as an in-house producer. And that same year, he worked on Dr. Dre's Compton album and then Janet Jackson's Unbreakable album as well. And then Janet Jackson's Unbreakable album actually ended up debuting at #1 on the Billboard 200, so props to him. He was already creating some revolutionary work within the sphere. He started his own label in that same year, 2015. It's called You Made Us What We Are. His intention was to support up-and-coming artists. He's worked with many notable Western artists, so he's worked with Christina Aguilera, he's worked with Rihanna, Anderson .Paak, Eminem. Like he has a solid roster, y'all. He ended up getting Grammys for his work on Kanye West's Donda album and then Anderson .Paak's Ventura album as well. Talking about his break into the K-pop industry, that same year in 2015, he started working with SM Entertainment. The first K-pop song that he ended up producing was Don't You Wait No More by Red Velvet. It was off of their first studio album, The Red. And then from there, he started working with more SM artists. So he started working with EXO, NCT127, Taeyeon. In the following years to come, he started branching out of SM, but for the first few years with working in K-pop, he mainly stuck with SM artists, whether it was title tracks, B-sides, like anything. He was mainly an SM producer. In 2019, EXO's Obsession ended up winning Billboard's K-pop Song of the Year, so another award for him. And aespa Supernova won Song of the Year at Mama in 2024. So he's been producing for K-pop artists for about 10 years now. He's been a very prominent creative influence, especially for SM artists. So I'm going to show you how to spot a DEMJOINTZ song because he hasn't only worked with SM artists. I'm going to stick with the SM artists in some of my examples later on, but I will throw in a few examples from other companies too, just so you can kind of get a feel for how his producing style works. So there's a few components that are a staple in a DEMJOINTZ K-pop song. The first is a groovy, deep, funky bass line. He loves a strong statement bass line, and he usually will start off the song with that bass line and then a producer tag. So the most famous one that he uses, the one that's almost always featured in a K-pop song that he produces, is you'll hear it at the top of the song. Sometimes you will also hear DEMJOINTZ in a more like distorted voice near the beginning of the song, but that was a little less common. I think he used to use it more in his older songs, but now not so much. And there's another producer tag that he uses.
And now, the breakdown.
It's usually by the bridge or during a switch up in the song, but that one is also very prominent. You'll usually hear it in most DEMJOINTZ songs. A lot of his songs fall into the experimental R&B kind of space. There's not a whole lot of genre breakdowns for his music as far as I was able to see. So if someone has done more research or has more information on the types of like genres he tends to stick to, please drop it in the comments because I would love to learn more about his like production. But from what I saw, it tends to be just an experimental R&B area. He tends to use syncopated production. It's very complex. He uses some metallic textures too in his production, but that's not as common. It depends on who he's working with. He also uses vocal chops pretty often as well. So he will use a funky bass line and then add some like vocal chops in there to kind of like change up what you're expecting. Now that I've described a typical DEMJOINTZ K-pop song, I am going to put in some examples here. Hopefully they don't get copywritten, but if they do, they do.
Do you love me now? Baby tell me now. 여길 보고 야야야. 내가 믿는 건 너뿐인걸. Baby tell me now. 너도 맞지 야야야. 딴 놈들은 신경 쓰지 마. 별거 아니야. 나만 봐도 야야야.
Taste, 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 taste. 원하는 것만은 다 이상들 사이에 예상도 못한 taste, 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 taste. Can I get a minute please?
Thank you so much for watching. I had a few different video ideas in mind, but I kind of was feeling the pull to like do a producer type video because I'm really interested in K-pop production and all the behind the scenes stuff that goes on there. So if you guys enjoyed, please remember to drop a like and I will see you on another Tuesday. Bye bye.